Hi there, Erin Byron here. I'm a registered psychotherapist, author, and trainer of yoga therapists. Just looking to offer you 5 ways that you can deal with isolation during isolation. Lots of people live on their own and are really feeling it after many, many months of quiet time by ourselves. So, in some ways, we've habituated, we've gotten used to this isolation. It's the new normal. And in other ways, we're becoming completely fatigued, even distraught around how much loneliness and boredom has impressed itself upon us. So, these 5 strategies today are things that you can do right away that will have an immediate effect. I suggest that you attempt all of them and adapt each one in its own way, in the way that's most effective for you as you trust and listen to yourself. Even if they're things you've tried before, revisit them or tweak them and see what kind of difference they can make for you. The first one might seem like the most obvious, but in some ways is also the most difficult, and that is to keep reaching out. Continue to find ways of connecting with people, whether that is going for walks outside and waving at the people in your neighborhood from a safe distance, taking online classes. And if you have screen fatigue, you don't have to have the screen on. You don't have to watch. You can put on your headphones and close your eyes and continue to participate, hearing the voices of people that you can get to know and make friends with. There's plenty of free online classes right now in many different disciplines and areas of interest, and lots of support groups going online as well. Search out the things that you're most interested in and engage in that way. Social media, on the other hand, isn't typically a way of actually reaching out. What we find is even if we're watching people that we love, if I watch the stories of people that inspire me, that I feel really engaged with, that I know and have a heart connection with, even if I've done that for 5 or 10 minutes, I feel depleted by it. What we know is that social media, although it's meant to connect us, if it's not applied appropriately, can really leave us feeling emptier and lonelier. So aim for genuine connections. Text a bunch of people all at the same time. At least one of them is going to respond to you in real time. And get going on a text conversation if that's what works for you. Of course, I'm really recommending video calls so that you can look in each other's eyes and feel a connection that way. But a lot of the feedback that I'm getting from my clients is they're just done with video. By the time it's their own social time, they're over it. Back in the olden days, we did this thing where we would call each other on what was known as a telephone, the days before smartphones, and we would talk for hours, sharing jokes, remembering, checking in on the details of each other's lives, and that genuinely is a way of connecting. So if you want to go old-timey and actually call somebody, try it. You just might like it. No screens involved, and yet hearing that person's voice in real time and feeling that connection can go a long way. If you're an empath, in other words, if you're really energetically sensitive, you like to be in the room with people so you can vibe off of them, you can actually enhance your empath skills in a way where you can feel that energy through the voice. And because energetically, if it's all existing on that quantum level, we are able to be in the room with people energetically, and speaking with them, video chat or phone chat, can actually give us that energetic sustenance that we're seeking. So keep that in mind. If you're feeling the absence of the energy, that if you're that energetically sensitive that you feel the absence, you will feel the connection as you practice turning that on in these distanced communications. Energy doesn't know distance. It lives in a different realm than the material. 1, keep reaching out. 2, softness. And my preferred is stuffed animals. If you have stuffed animals around, hug them, talk to them. I know how that sounds. Play along with me. This is actually effective. And if you've had some stuffies that you've kept with you over several years, you've actually developed a relationship with them. I've done therapy sessions with people who've lost their stuffed animals, or that stuffed animal was accidentally mistreated in some way. These are grown adults, and if you're not this kind of person, I know how this sounds, but for a lot of us, there's really deep meaning in the energy and connection with those stuffed animals. And oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, one of our happy chemicals, is released through touch. And it doesn't have to be touch with other humans. If you have pets, this would be the way to go. But even a soft and cozy blanket or a favorite sweater can release some of that oxytocin into our system and meet the biological need of being held. So something soft, something cuddly, connect with that and interact with the softness of that object in the home. Further to that point, number 3 is self-hug and self-massage. If you are into the chakras, you know that these are sensitive points in the body, and when we touch these sensitive places, we are feeling more connected energetically. The body responds to those touches. Joints and sense organs are other places where we really benefit from touch, that it makes a biophysiological, psychological, and energetic difference just to touch ourselves. And if you want to take that a level up, then add in self-massage, just giving little squeezes to the parts of the body that really benefit from squeezes, and lay your hands on yourself in pleasant and touching ways. Experiment even with different kinds of touch. So massage is one kind of touch, but tapping is another kind of touch that can, and I'm not just talking about EFT tapping, which is great, but also just like raindrops over your skin to stimulate and relax those nerves, make us feel held and safe and loved. Knocking is another one. Scratching or stroking. Play with it and understand the kinds of touch that your body is most responsive to, that feels soothing for you. If you accompany this with other sensory experiences like aromatherapy or music or a really flavorful tea, then all those sensory experiences are coming together to fill you, to sustain you a bit more, to actually dull the sharp edge of loneliness. This is happening on a lot of different levels within you at the same time. So self-touch, massage. A fourth idea is to engage with characters that you feel familiar with, to read or listen to a book that's been a favorite throughout your life. Communing back in with these characters that we've known for so long makes us feel less lonely. That there's something about a really good book or show that draws us into that narrative, that mythology, that world, and we feel like we're a part of that. To re-engage with these media from easier times in our lives, happier times, more connected times in our lives, relight to those parts of the brain. The brain lights up in those old pathways and those old feelings, and it can really make us feel a bit more like we're a part of something. I'm conscious of screen time, so I would say, hey, if you can go down a show hole, maybe you can handle a bit more screen time with real humans as well, not just characters in the shows. But lots of my clients have been watching their favorite TV shows from years and years ago because there is something so nurturing about connecting to our former selves and also going back into that other reality that we've felt a part of and feel connected with. So, fifth and final, and I'm actually lumping two ideas together here as one, is self expression or spiritual practice as a way of connecting. There is a part of ourselves that's greater than the everyday self. And when we connect to that true self, the soul self, the higher self, we are actually connecting to a realm where a broader sense of love and connection exists. So this might be your meditation practice, your yoga, your qigong, your distance running. Um, each of us finds our own pathways to connecting with spirit, with the transcendent state. But so much of this prolonged loneliness feels like an existential loneliness. Like even if we could connect, we still can't connect. There's a great despair in that place. But it is said that we're never closer to the divine than when we're in the depths of despair. That there's something about being in the worst that brings us closer to the best. And it's kind of a non-linear way of viewing the world, as spirituality tends to be non-linear, a different kind of dimensional thinking there. But if not spiritual practice per se, then self-expressive practice, dance, painting, voices, singing, puppet shows, whatever your form of expression might be, to give yourself time to freely express. So you're not concerned with the end product or how it sounds in the moment or what it might look like. It's expression for the sake of expression. And if we have an intention to express something specific, like how painful the loneliness is, or our yearning to connect, or how good it feels to be held in an embrace, or to share laughs with a group of friends, those days will come again. But right now, in the dark heart of this loneliness, expressing what that is from your unique individual perspective and expressive modality is actually a form of connection. The act of expressing this, of getting this out, connects us with a deeper, truer part of ourselves, or with spirit. And in that connection, we feel sustained and nourished. So those are 5 strategies, stopgaps, though they may be during these times of isolation. I wish you connection. I wish you a sense that you matter and that you are a part of something, even if there's less to do right now and fewer opportunities to be with the humans in your life, the creatures in your life that you love. Please continue to care for yourself. Comment below. Let me know how you are finding ways through this time. Share this video with anybody who might benefit. Remember to like it as well if you do like it, and to subscribe so that you're notified when more videos come up. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourself.